that made some sense in the way that, here's the idea. So Mixolydian scale, right? Mixolydian is a major scale with a flat 7th note. So that flat 7th I'm putting on my open E, and I'm trying to do this to derive the position of my note very strongly. Because the Mixolydian, that strong minor 7th is very easy to locate with the open string like that when you're playing this Mixolydian in F sharp. So it's your second note or your second fret, semitone, whatever, on your open E string. See how easy that is to hear? It's important because it's very easy to hear a nice fundamental pitch there so that you are building your position in an accurate spot. Or a spot that's at least going to be accurate when you're in F sharp. So your notes here . So most of those, they're going to give you positions that derive a nice correct structure for you. You're going to derive the correct structure for your hand frame by knowing exactly where the note is, and the best way to know exactly where the note is to be able to hear it very clearly. So that's why the F sharp Mixolydian scale is what I want to focus on for a video here in order to help you hear the exact fundamental pitch. It's very easy to hear when any of those notes is slightly out of tune, and that helps you get a note that is just on the frequency that you want it in. Say that you're having trouble getting your open strings reliably and always correct. At least if you have that one, you can keep that position correct, and it's going to ring in your ears so clearly because of that interval. And that scale is then going to derive hand positions all through your first, second, third position, which are then also going to be correct. So if you rewind through, or if I'll play through again a little bit here if you want to follow, those upper positions that I'm starting to shift into are being derived from correct notes that are a little bit higher than the open position. The open position notes would be like, so if I tried to play like E Mixolydian, I'm getting thrown off by the fact that this fourth is often going to be slightly funky sounding. So if you've ever sat with your tuner, your guitar tuner or your audio tuner and tried to get the exact note there and try to correct yourself and correct the open string, you're going to find there's very small differences in what the audibly correct note is and what the tuner tells you is correct, or what the piano note is and what the guitar note and the fret is. All that intonation, very fine tuning, is very easy to hear on violin, and that is why it's so ear splitting sometimes when it's wrong. It's a small difference like that sounds awful. I'm intentionally doing that. But see how easy it is to hear when it's even the tiniest cent wrong. That's why you've got to have the frequency just right a lot of the time. And that is why this F sharp Mixolydian scale is helping me build my position correctly. It's just getting my hand in the right spot for enough of the semitones that I am able to now, a little bit more confidently edge into the next positions. So the first position on your first fret, your open position on your open, strings, and then your second, third, fourth, etc. position, they get higher. So the specific notes that do this here are. So that one right there. You hear how I was comparing? So here is F sharp, here's the open A, here's A sharp, A sharp. So how do I know where that is? For my ear, it's very easily set because of this whole tone step right there. Therefore, I have a very sharp sub-octave under the whole tone, right? So like, there's my whole tone, F sharp. Hear it nice and easily. Then my octave. Hear that nice and easily. That's another open interval, like a whole tone interval, sorry. And whole tones are easy to hear than semitones sometimes. So that's what's creating this note in the correct exact spot, is this note here, the A sharp. That is A sharp. That's actually the 8th fret, or the 8th semitone on the string. And that's a difficult note to find out of nowhere. So out of playing in open positions or first positions, to get that 8th fret, 8th semitone note is a pretty difficult stretch, to be honest. You know, you're playing from here. Even getting to the 7th is a little bit frustrating sometimes, to be completely accurate. It's hard to get exactly right in the ear sometimes. And so this trick sort of, you know, very, very easily, very, very intuitively, I now have a correct A sharp. And you can do that on other strings as well. So say if I do it on B Mixolydian. So that would be the 2nd fret on the A string, right? So now here, now I have my 8th fret here. C sharp somewhere. And, you know, by virtue of that system that, you know, stuck a note very clearly on a very clear interval, we now have a very logical roadmap of how to get to the upper positions. I hope that made sense. This is the kind of thing that is difficult to put into words sometimes, but I hope that I took that slowly enough and in enough detail that it really gets across, and maybe that microtonal little sense difference in the tuning frequencies, how maddening it is to find that right spot. It's little tricks like that that allow you to walk in the correct direction through this maze. I think that that's something I'm going to really start incorporating. I was just working on that today and it really became clear, so I wanted to take a video and take a little note or diary or explanation of what I thought I was working with. So I'm going to keep testing this and see how well it works for me. It's working very well right now, in any case, however I can hear it. pattern-based. I know I play in a very pattern-based, very repetitive style at times, and it's because I'm trying to perfect those road maps that get me to just the right spot. Cheers. That's my diary for today, babies. See ya.